The Secretary of State for Maine, Shenna Bellows, who threw Trump's name off the Maine ballot, just gets demolished by Alina Habba as she calls out what they all have in common. Jack Smith, Fannie Willis is mentioned too. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Don't forget to like, subscribe, especially, and let us know down below.
How much more obvious can they be at this point? Yeah. They literally can't beat him in the polls, so they don't even want him to be an option for you. So if you take him off and you take away Americans' right to choice, to choose who they want to elect.
Very interesting that she calls out the Democrats for being against the right to choose.
To not only choose, but to choose who seems to be leading by independents, definitely leading by the Republican Party. And you're going to take him off the ballot because you're so afraid that the mess that you've made and the regime in the Washington corruption is going to get cleaned up in 2024 if he gets back there.
They're really afraid what Trump is going to do. This is their last-ditch effort to protect this ever-growing, monstrous state. They just need to win one more election and they can end the chances of any opponent ever again. I believe they can pack the Supreme Court. They can expand the number of states. Must be stopped by Trump.
And this is such a desperate attempt. Honestly, it's funny to me to watch that woman from Maine speak.
I also want to point out that we're having a good time. It's funny. So it's okay to laugh, guys. It is laughable. Take the win. Don't be glum. We're winning and it's funny.
Well, I was just going to say that she is not a lawyer. And here, Section 300, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what you've done? You've made your team look like a fool, just like Colorado, the Bud Light of all states.
Do you agree that Colorado's now the Bud Light of all states? Because they're all just dismantling their own careers. Jack Smith, Fannie Willis, Alvin Bragg, they're going to be done. Chutkin, they're going to be exposed. It's like their pants were pulled around their ankles in public.
To see this go through again, and we're going to defeat it like we always do. If anything, thank you very much. You probably flipped some left-wingers from Maine to the Republican Party.
We already heard this from that lawyer that said he personally knows of many independents and Republicans that were going for Vivek Ramaswamy that are now going like, nope, we're done with that. We have to support Trump to stop this.
Crazy.
And Alina, that's what happens every single time they come after Donald Trump in some way. His poll numbers go up because people see the injustice in it. But to a certain degree, when they cause a ruckus like this, they do present a legal problem for you. How do you combat this? How do you move forward?
Very simply, because some of us understand the law. Some of us understand what the Constitution says, due process. There are certain amendments that are still enabled by the Constitution that we have to abide by. And I think the Supreme Court will do the right thing. They'll give us some clarity on this.
In the end, it is going to be the Supreme Court that's going to call this one. They're going to say this is dumb. I'm hoping for a 9-0 decision. I hope the Democrat Supreme Court justices join the right side on this just to make the point of how far these criminal prosecutors have gone.
But I can tell you that these are so crazy. The Jack Smiths, the DAs, the AGs, they've become so deranged, so obsessed with taking down Trump that the law doesn't make sense to them because they don't care about it.
Which is also what we've been saying. They do not care about the law or justice. They just want to win an election.
But people like me, we take it one step at a time. We look at case law. We look at things that are precedent for this country. We look at the Constitution, and we will raise those all the way up to the Supreme Court when we have to.
As the Supreme Court will decide this thing, because no one else downstream from them will behave. No Democrats will follow the law.
They're taking issue with this. You just saw Jack Smith get shut down because he tried to rush his trial, his bogus trial, because he wants it before the election. We got Fannie in Georgia doing the same thing. This Maine woman that thinks she's a lawyer, she's another one. You're not making a good name for yourself, and you're going to go down on the wrong side of history. We'll take it one step at a time, and I'm not concerned.
So she's not even concerned. Again, I want to put you guys at ease. So many people are paranoid and terrified. She's not concerned. She believes in the rule of law. She's confident in the Supreme Court. They'll tell you when it's time to panic.
They shut him down because they said, you're not a special. This is not anything different. You're going to go through things the way everybody else does. And that was really, I commend them because they saw through the garbage and they said, no. There's no urgency. There's no rush. The only urgency you have is that your Soros backing is requiring you to answer to Biden and everybody else who wants to win unfairly, just like in 2020.
They keep spewing and revealing more of themselves. Soros money, Biden, all of their orchestration of this stuff starts revealing who's doing what in their party. It'll be easier to clean up.
What is so wrong with fighting and winning fair and square? Yeah. And guess what? If you think you're so good, let him on the ballot. Let him on the ballot and win. But you can't, because like you said, our borders are a mess. Our country is a mess. The economics are terrible. The American people have had it. The desperation is obvious.
These courts are their only shot at winning an election there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you happy like Alina Habba, or are you terrified? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Doug in Exile.